So competitive advantage. So this is many different ways to think about competitive advantage. And I think that depending on where your travels have been, you might have been thinking about competitive advantage in terms of what other products are out there that's like yours. So for example, with my robot, I could just say, I'm going to compare myself against every robot that is kind of in this kind of size and payload, right? So it's like low payload robots. I'm going to compare myself with all the low payload robots. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever in new venture creation. That might make sense when you're trying to kind of only make product, but when you're doing new product, new venture creation, you need to make sure that your solution is different and better than everything your customer has as an option. And doing nothing different than today is always an option. So what we like to do when thinking about competitive advantage of your solution is to think about the customer's top two priorities, right? So not the top two things you do well as a company. That doesn't really matter to the customers, right? The customer really only cares about what is their problem and how do they solve their problem the best way. So again, like in this particular case, I've got my robot up there with a whole bunch of other robots, and you don't need to know about any of them. And I could easily have said, because what is my robot special about? It's covered with sensors and it's extremely safe. And it also, has got a really innovative technology in the joints to, and I could go in the technology direction and we're for sure up and to the right. That doesn't matter to our customers. In a lot of customer discovery work, what we found was that the technical specs was of no interest. They care about total cost of ownership. At the end of the year, how much money have I paid to kind of use in order to be able to keep using the solution? And also, I care about the changeover time for new jobs. So this is a robot that you can wheel up to a line and kind of set it up to pack boxes or do whatever it is in like a day or two. And normally it would take months to use one of the other robots. So this robot is able to do tasks that don't last very long. And that's the kind of task that was never possible to be automated with robots. So when we talk to the segment of customers with tasks that they have to find humans to do and they cannot hire humans to do because those tasks are so boring that no one will take those jobs, that's what they're thinking about. I want to kind of make sure I run kind of a profitable enterprise. I need to change over really quickly, and I need the total cost of ownership to be low so that I'm running a profitable factory. That's what they're thinking about. And if we map it out that way, then it becomes really clear where all the other competitors are. And if you understand clearly what the top two priorities of your customers are, then it almost doesn't matter who else is in the market as long as you can figure out how to be better than everyone else on both axes and you're up and to the right. One that you had defined when doing your customer discovery. And I think that the best way to just really pull it all together in a very succinct way is the Morse positioning statement. So this positioning statement is not to guide product development and make sure your team is aligned. And it's really, really good discipline because it's very short. It does fit on one slide, and it forces you to have clarity about everything. And this is the format for your target customer. And in the first line, it forces you to be very succinct about who is it that you serve, right? And for two-sided markets, you're going to end up having two positioning statements, one speaking to each. So it's possible that, in complex businesses, you will have multiple Morse positioning statements that articulate the benefit of each, right? For your target customer who wants or needs something, your product is a kind of thing that does this, this, and that. Now, so if we stop right there, it already forces you to start from the customer and their problem and explain what is your solution and the benefits that is relevant to that problem that you just set up. So this is really good hygiene, because otherwise you're going to be very tempted to list what your product does which is of no use to your customer. They care about what are you doing for me, what's in it for me, what are the benefits. So it's always, the frame of mind is always in the mind of the customer. Unlike the main competitor, and this is really interesting again, you're not comparing yourself to the closest other product that looks like you. That's kind of not really relevant. Might be another company that does exactly the same thing that you do, but if the customer doesn't think that's relevant, then that's not relevant. Your main competitor could be do nothing, right? So for example, EPUB receipts, unlike piles of paper, right, could be your main competitor. I don't know what your main competitor is, but status quo could very much be a competitor, so you want to think about that. Unlike the main competitor, in the mind of the customer again, the product name provides these things that makes it different and better. So it's never important enough to be different. You have to be different and better, because otherwise you're not going to cause your customers to change their minds. So I would like to now, we actually caught up on time. So I'd like to, for each team to take 3 minutes to try to just quickly sketch out your Morse positioning statement. So I think we can have a couple of team shares. So Francesca, you were done already. So you have the merchant side. Would you like to share?
Yeah. All right. So we're targeting small businesses to begin with in New York and Boston. So for merchants of these business types who want to reduce their carbon footprint and gain customer insights, EPUB is a digital receipt app. Unlike email digital receipts, EPUB provides the opportunity to calculate your savings, both in terms of printing spending and CO2 emissions, gain anonymous customer insight, thus gaining customer loyalty.
Okay, so what we're hearing is that you're targeting merchants of a certain description who have an aspirational, their values are environmental justice, right? So they feel badly about paper. They feel badly about printing on paper that's going to immediately get discarded. So it's a really, really good start. So I would recommend, like, for target customers, you can kind of hack that a little bit to kind of bring that value up further up. So when we kind of
like in a way, we're targeting people that are, small businesses or businesses that are just starting, that realize that younger demographics especially really do place value in sustainability, and businesses that do uphold a certain ethical standard. So we're helping them do so. And while email receipts give them data, we're not telling them they have to give up on that. We're also going to provide them data. We're just going to maintain user privacy.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I think that's a really good pass. I think you already gave us more clues about your customer and why they care. I think that's a really, really good theme, and that can be brought up early, because this is like idea of sustainability, and their customers care and therefore they care. When you do the positioning statement, you want to make sure it's like, the problem naturally leads to the benefit, right? So if the stated goal is to have data, then you end with, I give you data. If the stated goal is environmental justice, then you lead with the benefit of you save paper, right? So I think that, you want to kind of make sure that you understand really, really crystal clear what is the number one, what is the number two benefit that your customer cares about. And they will always be complicated. People are complicated, businesses are complicated, they care about multiple different kinds of things. But there's going to be usually one thing that really leads, like that's going to drive them to act. And I think that, I don't know your customer, so you have to kind of go and kind of deduce from your customer discovery work which benefit statement resonates the most. Thank you for sharing. That was great.
Yeah, so